What if I told you that the next millionaires will not come from traditional businesses, real estate, or stock markets alone, but from artificial intelligence? In every major era, a new technology created a new group of rich people. The internet created Google founders, smartphones created app billionaires, social media created influencers and digital brands. Now AI is doing the same, but faster than anything we've ever seen. In this video, I'll explain how AI will create new rich people, how money is shifting, what's happening to the global economy, and how ordinary people can position themselves before it's too late. The industrial age made factory owners rich. The internet age made software founders rich. The digital age made content creators and e-commerce sellers rich. Now we are entering the AI economy. AI is not just another tool. It replaces thinking tasks, not physical labor. This is important because labor was once limited by time. AI works 24/7. Without breaks, one person with AI can now do the work of 10 to 100 people. This creates massive income leverage, which is how new wealth is born. Let's talk about what's really changing. Before AI, income depended on hours worked. Skills took years to learn. Businesses needed large teams. After AI, income depends on system. Skills are amplified by AI. One person can run a global operation. Example, a freelancer using AI for writing, coding, or marketing can now serve 5x more clients, deliver faster, earn more without hiring staff. And as this transformation accelerates, we will see a clear separation between people who understand how money now flows and those who still think in old systems, because AI does not just change jobs, it changes how value is created, measured, and rewarded. And in the past, value came from physical effort or long hours. But in the AI-driven economy, value comes from decision-making, creativity, data, and the ability to build systems that run without constant human involvement, which means wealth will increasingly flow to those who can design processes once and earn repeatedly. And this is why subscription models, digital products, automated services, and AI-powered platforms are growing so fast, because they match the new structure of money, where scale matters more than time. And this shift will impact salaries, businesses, and even personal savings, because when productivity explodes due to AI, companies that adopt it early will outperform competitors, leading to higher profits for owners and shareholders, while workers who do not upgrade their skills may face stagnant incomes. And this creates a reality where learning becomes a financial asset, not just education, and adaptability becomes more valuable than experience alone. And we are already seeing this in real life as small startups with AI outperform traditional companies with large teams, while solo entrepreneurs launch global brands from laptops. And this is not luck, it is leverage. And AI provides that leverage by turning ideas into execution faster than ever before, reducing the cost of experimentation, allowing people to test business models in days instead of years. And when experimentation becomes cheap, innovation explodes, and where innovation explodes, new wealth follows, which is why venture capital, governments, and corporations are investing billions into AI infrastructure, data centers, and automation systems, because they know whoever controls intelligence controls economic power. And this also explains why digital currencies, online payment systems, and cashless transactions are expanding, because AI thrives on data and speed, and traditional financial systems are too slow for automated decision making at scale. So money itself is becoming more programmable, more traceable, and more integrated with technology. And this will affect how people save, spend, and invest, because financial decisions will increasingly be assisted or even made by algorithms, from credit approvals to investment portfolios. And while this raises ethical questions, it also creates opportunity for those who understand how these systems work, because the biggest winners are rarely the people who fight technology, but the ones who learn to use it responsibly. And this is why financial education is evolving from basic budgeting to understanding digital assets, automation, and AI-driven markets. And for individuals, this means thinking differently about income, because relying on a single paycheck in an AI-driven economy is risky, not because jobs will vanish overnight, but because income volatility will increase, and multiple income streams, especially digital ones, provide stability. And AI makes creating these streams more accessible, whether through content, consulting, e-commerce, or software services. And this also changes how wealth is passed across generations, because digital assets can grow globally without physical limits, unlike land or factories, and families that understand this early can build long-term financial resilience, while those who ignore it may struggle to keep up. And this is not about fear, it is about awareness, because every major economic shift initially looks confusing, then obvious in hindsight, and years from now people will look back and say the signs were clear. The tools were available, but the mindset was missing, and mindset is the real currency in times of change, because AI rewards people who think in systems, who ask better questions, who see technology as a partner instead of a threat. And this mindset shift does not require advanced degrees or expensive resources. It requires curiosity, consistency, and the willingness to learn continuously. And this is especially important for younger generations who will grow up in an AI-first world where traditional career paths are less predictable. But opportunities are more abundant for those who can adapt. And at the same time, older generations are not excluded, because AI tools are designed to simplify complexity, allowing experience and judgment to combine with automation, creating powerful outcomes. And this blending of human insight with machine efficiency is where the real economic value lies, and countries that invest in AI education, digital infrastructure, and innovation-friendly policies will see faster growth, while those that resist change may face economic pressure. And on a personal level, this means the safest investment may not always be a specific asset, but the ability to learn, unlearn, and relearn as systems evolve, because AI itself will continue to improve, making today's tools outdated tomorrow, and those who stay flexible will always find opportunity. And as money systems become more digital, transparency and accountability will increase, changing how taxes, compliance, and financial reporting work, which may reduce certain inefficiencies, but also demand higher financial discipline. And this again favors those who are proactive rather than reactive, because waiting for clarity in a rapidly changing world often means missing the window of opportunity. And while not everyone will become wealthy, many more people will have access to tools that previous generations never had, and the difference between success and struggle will often come down to choices made early in the transition, such as learning AI basics, experimenting with digital income, and staying informed about economic trends. And this is why conversations about AI and wealth are not about hype, but about preparation, because the future does not reward those who predict perfectly. It rewards those who prepare intelligently. And as this new economic era unfolds, the gap between knowledge and ignorance will be more impactful than the gap between rich and poor, because knowledge can be acquired, but lost time cannot. And understanding how AI reshapes money, work, and opportunity gives individuals the power to make better decisions, avoid unnecessary risks, and position themselves where growth is happening, rather than where decline is accelerating. And this awareness alone can change financial outcomes over time, because small, informed actions taken consistently often outperform big, uninformed moves driven by fear or hype. As this momentum continues, the role of trust in financial systems will also evolve, because AI-driven platforms rely heavily on data accuracy, predictive models, and automated verification, which means that institutions and individuals who can provide reliable data will hold more economic power, and this will reshape banking, lending, and investing, where creditworthiness may be evaluated not only by traditional income statements, but also by behavioral data, digital history, and real-time performance metrics. And while this may sound complex, the practical outcome is simple. Efficiency increases, costs decrease, and profits concentrate around those who understand how to operate within these systems. And this is why we see fintech companies growing rapidly, offering faster payments, lower fees, and smarter financial products, while traditional institutions are forced to adapt or collaborate. And this competition ultimately benefits consumers who are informed, but it can disadvantage those who remain unaware, because the speed of financial decision making is accelerating, and slow responses in a fast system often lead to missed opportunities. And at the same time, AI is changing entrepreneurship itself, because starting a business no longer requires large upfront capital, large teams, as AI can handle design, marketing, customer service, data analysis, and even basic legal documentation, allowing founders to focus on strategy and growth. And this reduces the barrier to entry for wealth creation, especially in developing economies, where talent has always existed but access to capital was limited. And now with global platforms and AI tools, a person's location matters less than their skill and execution, which is why we are seeing more cross-border digital businesses and remote income streams. And this also influences currency flows, as earnings become more global, digital wallets more common, and exchange rates more visible to everyday users. And over time, this could reduce dependence on local economic conditions for individuals who earn online, creating a new form of financial independence that was not possible before. And this independence, however, comes with responsibility, because managing digital income requires understanding taxes, compliance, savings, and reinvestment strategies, and those who fail to manage it properly may earn more but keep less, which again highlights that wealth creation and wealth management are two different skills, both equally important in the AI era. And as automation increases, we may also see changes in how societies value time, because when productivity is amplified by machines, people may work fewer hours but focus on higher impact activities, and this could redefine success away from constant business toward efficiency and results. And this cultural shift will influence spending patterns, investment trends, and even lifestyle choices, as people prioritize flexibility and control over their time. And businesses that support this lifestyle, such as digital services, online education, and remote collaboration tools, will continue to grow, further reinforcing the AI-driven economic loop. And meanwhile, data becomes the new form of capital, because AI systems improve with better data, and companies that collect, analyze, and protect data effectively gain a competitive advantage, which is why privacy, cybersecurity, and ethical data use will become critical economic factors, not just technical issues. And individuals who understand how their data is used can make better financial decisions, choosing platforms that align with their long-term interests. And this awareness also extends to investing, where AI-powered tools can analyze markets faster than humans, but still require human judgment to set goals and manage risk, meaning that successful investors will combine technology with discipline, rather than blindly following algorithms. And this balanced approach will be essential as markets become more volatile due to rapid information flow, and volatility itself creates opportunity for those who are prepared, because price movements often reward patience and understanding more than emotion. And education around these topics will increasingly move online, personalized by AI, making learning more accessible and tailored to individual needs, which again feeds into economic mobility, allowing people to upgrade their skills continuously, regardless of age or background. And this continuous learning model contrasts sharply with the old system of one-time education followed by decades of static work, and those who cling to the old model may find it harder to adapt as industries evolve faster. And as automation handles routine tasks, human creativity, empathy, and strategic thinking will become more valuable, especially in roles that involve leadership, storytelling, negotiation, and innovation. And these skills, when combined with AI tools, can generate significant economic value, whether through building brands, communities, or scalable services. And this also explains why personal branding is becoming an asset, as trust and reputation travel digitally and influence purchasing decisions, partnerships, and opportunities. And AI helps amplify these brands by distributing content, analyzing audience behavior, and optimizing communication, making reach and influence more accessible than ever before. And as influence becomes monetizable, new income models emerge, from subscriptions to digital memberships, creating recurring revenue streams that stabilize income over time. And this stability is crucial in an economy where change is constant. And while some fear that AI will centralize power, there is also a strong argument that it decentralizes opportunity by giving individuals tools once reserved for large organizations, and the outcome will largely depend on policy, education, and individual choices, because technology itself is neutral, but its impact is shaped by how it is used, and societies that encourage innovation while protecting basic economic fairness may achieve more inclusive growth, while those that delay adaptation may experience widening gaps. And on a personal level, the most practical response is not to chase every trend, but to understand the direction of change and align skills and investments accordingly, because long-term wealth is rarely built from constant reaction, but from thoughtful positioning. And positioning in the AI era means being close to technology data and scalable systems, while maintaining human judgment and ethical awareness. And as these dynamics continue to unfold, one thing becomes clear: the future of money will favor those who engage with change intentionally rather than those who hope stability will return, because stability itself is being redefined. And in a world shaped by AI, stability comes from adaptability, diversified income, and continuous learning, not from fixed roles or rigid plans. And understanding this reality allows individuals to move forward with clarity instead of fear, making smarter decisions about careers, businesses, and finances as the AI-driven economy continues to expand and mature. As this expansion continues, the psychology of money will also change, because when access to tools becomes easier, the difference between success and failure increasingly comes down to behavior, discipline, and long-term thinking rather than pure opportunity. And AI does not remove risk. It simply reshapes it, making some risks smaller, like startup costs, while making others more important, like decision quality and strategic focus. And people who jump from one trend to another without understanding fundamentals may struggle, while those who build patiently on solid principles can compound results over time. And this is especially relevant as attention becomes a scarce resource, because AI-generated content is increasing rapidly, flooding digital spaces with information. And in such an environment, clarity, authenticity, and real value stand out more than volume alone, which means creators and entrepreneurs who focus on solving real problems will outperform those chasing shortcuts. And this again reinforces the idea that technology rewards substance over surface in the long run, even if hype dominates short-term cycles. And as AI lowers the cost of creation, competition increases, pushing individuals to differentiate through insight, experience, and trust, which are not easily automated. And this differentiation becomes a financial advantage, as trusted voices attract loyal audiences, customers, and partners, creating stable income streams that are resilient to market changes. And resilience itself becomes a form of wealth, because in an uncertain economy, the ability to absorb shocks and continue moving forward is invaluable. And AI can support this resilience by providing better forecasting, scenario planning, and resource optimization, allowing individuals and businesses to prepare for multiple outcomes rather than relying on a single plan. And this multi-scenario thinking will be increasingly important as global markets become more interconnected, where events in one region can quickly impact currencies, supply chains, and consumer behavior elsewhere. And AI's ability to process global data in real time makes it a powerful tool for navigating this complexity, but only for those who understand how to interpret and act on its insights. And this again highlights that tools alone are not enough, because wisdom comes from experience, reflection, and ethical judgment, which guide how tools are used. And as automation increases efficiency, societies may also debate how value is distributed, including discussions around universal basic income, reskilling programs, and social safety nets. And while these debates continue, individuals cannot afford to wait passively, because personal financial security still depends largely on proactive choices, such as building skills that complement automation rather than compete with it. And this complementarity often lies in roles that require human context, emotional intelligence, and strategic oversight, which AI can assist but not fully replace. And these roles often command higher economic value when combined with technology, creating a premium for hybrid skill sets. And this premium can be seen already in fields like digital marketing, product management, financial analysis, and education, where professionals who use AI effectively can deliver better results faster, increasing their earning potential. And as earning potential rises, the importance of managing income wisely also grows, because higher income without proper planning can still lead to financial stress, especially in volatile markets. And AI-powered budgeting and financial planning tools can help individuals track spending, optimize savings, and plan investments more intelligently, turning data into actionable insights that support long-term goals. And this democratization of financial planning reduces reliance on expensive advisors, making wealth management more accessible. But again, access does not guarantee outcomes because consistent application and discipline are required to see results, and this consistency becomes a competitive advantage in itself, as many people start strong but fail to maintain focus over time. And AI, when used correctly, can support consistency by automating reminders, tracking progress, and highlighting patterns that humans might overlook, helping individuals stay aligned with their objectives. And as more aspects of life become data-driven, from health to finance, the integration of these systems may create a more holistic view of well-being, where financial decisions are informed by lifestyle goals, risk tolerance, and long-term aspirations rather than short-term pressure. And this holistic approach can lead to more sustainable wealth creation, reducing burnout and improving quality of life, which is an often overlooked aspect of success. And as work becomes more flexible through remote collaboration and digital platforms, geographic barriers continue to weaken, allowing talent to flow more freely across borders, which can raise incomes in emerging markets while increasing competition globally. And this competition encourages skill development and innovation, benefiting those who invest in themselves early. And over time, this could lead to a more balanced global economy, though the transition may be uneven. And those who understand these dynamics can position themselves to benefit from global demand rather than relying solely on local opportunities. And this global perspective also influences investment choices. As individuals gain easier access to international markets, digital assets, and diversified portfolios, reducing dependence on a single economy, and AI can assist in managing this complexity by analyzing correlations, risks, and opportunities across markets. But it still requires human oversight to align investments with personal values and risk preferences. And as digital identities and reputations become more important, maintaining credibility and ethical standards will have direct financial implications, because trust can open doors to partnerships, clients, and opportunities that algorithms alone cannot secure. And AI can support reputation management by monitoring feedback, engagement, and public perception, but authenticity must come from the individual, and this blend of technology and humanity defines the emerging economic landscape, where success is not purely technical or purely personal, but a combination of both. And as younger generations grow up with AI as a normal part of life, their expectations around work, money, and success will differ from previous generations, potentially prioritizing purpose, flexibility, and impact alongside income. And businesses that align with these values may attract stronger talent and loyalty, reinforcing their long-term viability. And this shift in values could influence capital allocation, consumer behavior, and even policy decisions over time, shaping an economy that rewards not only efficiency but also responsibility. And while the pace of change can feel overwhelming, it also offers unprecedented opportunity for those willing to engage thoughtfully, because periods of transition are often where the largest gains are made, not through speculation, but through steady alignment with emerging systems. And understanding how AI intersects with money, work, and human behavior provides a foundation for making informed choices, reducing uncertainty, and navigating the future with confidence as these forces continue to evolve and redefine what it means to create and sustain wealth in a rapidly changing world. Here is Awar's powerful, clear, and monetization-safe conclusion that ties together the entire speech and leaves a strong impact on the audience. AI is not just another invention in history, it is a turning point in how wealth is created, distributed, and sustained, and every major shift like this has always rewarded those who understood it early and prepared wisely, not those who waited for certainty. The real advantage in the AI era will not belong only to the biggest companies or the most technical experts, but to individuals who combine human judgment, ethical thinking, and adaptability with intelligent tools, because wealth in the future will flow toward those who build systems, create value at scale, and continue learning as the world changes. This moment is not about fear or replacement. It is about positioning, awareness, and responsibility, because AI will amplify whatever mindset it is given, whether that is curiosity or resistance, discipline or distraction. The choices made today, learning new skills, understanding digital money, embracing automation thoughtfully, and managing income with purpose, will shape financial outcomes for years to come. History will not remember who complained about change, but it will remember who used it to build opportunity, stability, and long-term freedom. The AI revolution is already here, and it will create a new class of rich people. The most important decision now is whether you will watch this transformation from the sidelines or step forward and become part of the future it is building.